Welcome to the first of 3 candidate forums we're going to have this month. And the next one is on the 15th of October, and then the third one will be the 29th of October. And you're invited to watch, and also tonight and those other nights you can also call in. I think the number is, I think you have the number. I hope you have the number. It should be put up so that you're able to call in your questions and concerns with the candidates. My name is Jim Aho. I've lived in Pocatello for over 40 years. I taught at ISU as a sociology professor for all of those years, raised my 3 sons here with my wife, and they all went to local schools, including ISU. They all graduated from ISU, and we're very proud, as I know these candidates all are, of our community. And so we're going to begin this evening. Each one of them will tell you their names, what they're running for, what office they're running for, and they're going to give you a little idea of why they're running for office. And once we get done with those introductions, then we'll open it up to audience questions, and we hope you have some questions to ask these people. All right, John?
Okay. I'm John Bischoff. I'm running for 3rd District Bannock County Commissioner. I do apologize ahead of time because I am wearing my sunglasses indoors, but that's because I forgot my real glasses. Now, I'm running for the county commission because, well, I've been in activism for a little over 5 to 10 years, depending on who you want to ask. And during that time, I've kind of realized that the only real way that we can make change is by standing up, running for office, and changing things. I just really, at this point, I'd like to see you vote on November 6th. I do care personally if you vote for me, but on the overall thing, I'd rather see everybody just vote.
Okay, John, thank you. Ken? Yeah, thank you. Well, let's see now. We're going to be waiting calls coming in. Meanwhile, hope we get some. Let's talk about some of the issues, okay? One of the first, somebody mentioned Medicaid cutting, and was that you? Dave. Okay. Why don't we, since this is going to be a big issue facing the state officers as well as county officials, what do you think about that? Let's just go around the table.
Well, Medicaid cuts are going to hit the county hard, and I mean really hard. Because if Medicaid doesn't pay for something, then the county has to through indigent care. So normally I would say that Medicaid is not necessarily a good idea, but at this point it's already in place. You can't undo what's been done. So we've got it, we can't undo it, and if we do undo it, it's going to hit the county hard. Because indigent care literally has to be paid for through the county's budget, and we do not have that budget to do. This county's, I don't want to say it's broke. This county does not have a whole lot of money to waste on paying for something that the federal government and the state government have already promised to pay for.
Okay. Well, now we're waiting for another call. Let's talk a little bit about jobs. Let's go around the table here. John?
Okay. Well, in Bannock County specific,
Okay. Let's try this again. See if we got another question. Yes?
I think all you need to do is hit that.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Just this?
Button there,
Yeah,
yes.
you hit that. Well,
But they're already
Okay, try it again. Sorry. We're just working out the technology.
and then basically once you hit the button, they're actually on.
Cool.
Okay.
Thank you. Now.
Anyway, let's talk about jobs a little bit here. Okay, in Bannock County, well, in Idaho in general, in my experience, Idaho jobs really boil down to one of three things. Either getting it out of the ground, putting it into the ground and harvesting it, or showing people the ground. You either have mining, you have your agriculture, or you have tourism. Those are about the only real three things that Idaho has to bring to the table in general. Now, in Bannock County, mining, we're going into a dry hole area. The phosphate mine is basically tapped out. We've got not much more mining to do. So we've got to either go to tourism or we've got to go to agriculture. Agriculture is a job-ready market, or is a job-ready thing, but at the same time, the agriculture jobs that we do have are typically just giving people just getting people set up on. Ooh,
Okay. Let's try this again now. Yes, go ahead and ask your question.
Yes, I'd like to ask each of the people a question about education.
Okay, we will definitely get to that. Thank you for asking that.
Well, I want to make it very specific.
Okay?
And the question I have is the three bills that the state, the governor and the superintendent of education at the state level put up without any input from the American public and the Idaho public more significantly.
Okay. We'll just call those the Luna bills, because I think we all know what those are. So we will, after we get done with this in on jobs, we're going to return to education. Thank you very much for your question. Okay.
Okay. Now, Bannock County also does need some other things coming in. Clearly, like we've already had with the, well, I don't want to say the Hoku plan is a Bannock County issue, because it turns out it's on the wrong side of the Power County border. Mm-hmm. But we do need other manufacturing concerns coming in, and we need to attract them. The problem that we've had is the way we're trying to attract them isn't a very good way. Basically, we're giving them tax breaks the minute they move in, before they've actually proven that, yes, indeed, they're going to be in Bannock County for the long haul. So one of the things is, if we're going to give somebody a tax break, if we're going to give a company a tax break to come into the county, let's give it in 3 years, after they've already proven that, yes, indeed, they're going to have jobs in the town, and yes, they're going to remain solvent for 3 years. And at that point, I better
Okay, thank you very much. Well, there was a phone call earlier. A person wanted to know what the candidates feel about the three, I call them the Luna referenda on education. And I think I'm not going to go into the detail on the referenda. But so, again, let's begin with John over here and just go around the table.
Okay. Dr. Aho got it right here in the fact that he calls them referenda first thing. They're called propositions, and you'll see them on the ballot as propositions 1, 2, and 3. That is actually completely and utterly wrong. A proposition is something that is brought by the people as an initiative. A referendum is something that's brought by the legislature to the ballot. This was brought by the legislature, or in this case, the executive branch, i.e. governor, to the ballot. There were no petitions passed around that I know of. And when I said I was into activism in the past, I know what was up for propositions. That was the medical marijuana, that was the animal cruelty laws, and there was one other about taxes, and I'm kind of glad that one went out the window, because that basically exempted a corporation, exempted corporations' personal, or not personal, disposable property from property tax, therefore cutting the tax base of every county in the state, which doesn't work for me very well since I'm running for a county commission office. So, but the Luna laws are basically something that could by right just be thrown in by Governor Fiat at this point. I'm guessing they did us a favor by putting them on the ballot. Personally, I'm going to vote against them. Everybody I've heard of that has read them doesn't agree with them. I don't agree with them personally. And as far as it goes, I do tend to think along Luna's lines that a better education can be got through the private system. Personally, as a kid, I went to school at a place called St. Margaret's in Blackfoot. Turns out that the principal there later came over here and did something we all know and love as CREACT. So at that point, I do tend to think that private education, especially in this area, is much more useful. Having said that, though, I don't think the Luna laws are the way to do it, frankly.
Good, John.